are now listening to the most talked about blog talk radio station in the universe. Walk in His ways, Impact Voice Radio. Be prepared to have your mind stimulated, your spirit elevated in ways you couldn't even imagine. Introducing your host and the mastermind behind this unforgettable experience, Ferman Jackson Jr. You will not be disappointed. Let's go!
Today is Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Welcome to another episode of Walking His Ways Impact Voice Podcast. I'm your host, Ferman Jackson Jr., with co-host Anna C. in her absence, co-host Coach Shae in her absence, as well co-host Kenny Primetime Williams tonight. On this episode, we're talking about vision for our life, for our life purpose. We're talking about fulfilling God's will for our life. We're talking about how God gave each and every one of us a gift to fulfill here on earth. And Dr. Miles Monroe says, your prosperity is directly related to your purpose in life. We all have a purpose. We all have that thing that keeps us going, that it factor that keeps us going as well. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. But before we get started with that, I know the NBA finals, not the finals, we know the NBA playoffs is here. We know that the Mavs and Golden State is playing tonight. We know that the Mavs is up 3-0, and then if Dallas loses, it's over with. But I'm going to let Kenny Primetime Williams bring the latest sports update as well. So, Kenny, take it away.
Hello. Thank you again, Mr. Ferman. I want to say thank you for everybody tuning in on Walking This Way Impact Voice, and we are going to have a great time tonight. I'm your host, Kenny Primetime Williams, and you are now in the Prime Zone. We're going to talk, as Mr. Ferman just said, we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs tonight, the Western Conference Finals in Dallas between the Golden State Warriors and the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks are trying to avoid a sweep tonight. Golden State is up 3-0. They have been playing some great, outstanding playoff basketball, but tonight Golden State is coming in trying to eliminate the Mavericks on their home court, looking to be headed to the finals for the sixth time, where the Mavericks are trying to avoid a sweep and at least get one win in the victory column this evening tonight. So we're going to look to see how the Mavericks come out and respond to being down 3-0. Keep in mind, no team has won a series being down 3-0. So we're going to see what happens tonight. I'm hoping that the Mavericks will pull it off because I am rooting for them. But the Golden State Warriors are in town, and we're going to see how it is. I'm hoping the city of Dallas is lit tonight, and I hope the stadium is rocking and cronking. So we'll be looking forward to that. I know after the show, I'm going to tune in and watch the game. I'm sure it's going to be very exciting. And so we're going to look forward to big things between the Warriors and the Mavericks tonight. Good luck to both teams. Last night's game between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat was absolutely tremendous. The Boston Celtics came out with tremendous energy, pulling away, tying up the series 2-apiece. The Eastern Conference Finals has been one great experience. You don't even have to buy tickets to watch this game. Watch it at home, and it will leave you at the edge of your seats. The Boston Celtics and Miami Heat are going neck and neck each game. Each players with injuries playing, with all type of things going on. So we're going to look forward to Game 5 on tomorrow in Miami. The two games in Boston were played. One was last night and the other one was on Sunday. And Boston has now tied up the series last night, beating the Miami Heat by 20 points. And all five starters were held to just 18 points in the 20-point loss in Game 4. So we're going to see I'm hoping to see a better Miami team on tomorrow. And I believe Boston is going to come out even much on fire. So it's been a great series so far. So we're going to continue to look for great things with them. Moving on to college football. This is what I couldn't wait to talk about on the show this evening. I've been all day trying to fix it up how I was going to say it. But to everybody that's a Alabama Crimson Tide fan, everybody that's a Nick Saban fan, for the past couple of days, Nick Saban has been in the internet on the news because of words that he's said about fellow coaches such as Texas A&M head coach Jimbo Fisher and Jackson State's own Deion Sanders, claiming that both head coaches bought recruiting players to come to their school and play with them next year, leaving Alabama for the first time in 15 years, number 4 in the recruiting class. Texas A&M walked away with the best recruiting class this year, with Jackson State coming at number 2 and Alabama coming in at number 4. Me personally, I'm happy for it, but the statement that Nick Saban made toward those coaches and toward those institution athletic programs were very uncalled for. There's been a lot of heat in the media about him. I didn't know that Jimbo Fisher and Nick Saban are kind of enemies on a per se thing, but these guys are doing the right thing as head coaches, and just because you didn't have the spotlight this year, you didn't have the players to come to this year, they decided to go elsewhere. You get on national TV and you dog the players out and you dog the school that they went to out. I remember I know Nick Saban said that Travis Hunter, the defensive back that's headed to Jackson State, was the number 1 recruit in the nation, headed to Jackson State. Nick Saban claimed that Deion Sanders paid him and his family $1 million, which was totally false. So to you Alabama Crimson Tide fans, y'all need to talk to your head coach, because spreading rumors like that is not a great way. It's not an athletic way. It's not a sportsmanship way. So thanks for the 2 coaches, Coach Fisher and Coach Prime, of stepping up and responding to the statements of Coach Saban. Moving on to OTAs in the NFL has begun, are underway, and there are a few superstars that are not reporting, such as Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Aaron Rodgers, and Odell Beckham. Now, Kyler Murray has been in some feud with the Arizona Cardinals, and Odell Beckham, well, Deshaun Watson took that spot, so Baker Mayfield does not have a job, so has not reported to OTAs, mandatory OTAs. Aaron Rodgers is sitting out for a specific reason. I think he has a little problem with the upper personnel, but we're looking for those guys to return to their teams, especially Baker Mayfield, to even find a team to play for the upcoming season. And Odell Beckham has yet to be signed to a team. He's still on the free agency list. So we're going to see how things turn out with him. And we're going to see what team lands him, if not the LA Rams, to re-sign him again. Also in NFL news, the Washington Commanders, also known back in the day as the Washington Redskins, is now under investigation by the NFL and the city of Washington, the state of Washington. Also, and prior to that, Washington could be moving to a new stadium in Virginia. But before that, the Washington Commanders GM is under investigation for financial fraud and a lot of issues that has been rolling around in the facility as far as payroll, ticket sales, things that's going on in the stadium that's left a lot of fingers pointing at him. And so those were allegations and that led to an investigation on the Washington Commanders. So we're going to see how that turns out. Even if they're moving away from Washington, they just got a new name. I don't think it's a great idea to move to another state with another stadium when you just got a new name for the state that you're in now. My personal opinion, ladies and gentlemen, that's just how I feel. But we want to thank you for tuning in. That's all I have for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you for tuning in to this podcast. We love you. I love you. God loves you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Take it away, Mr. Ferman.
Hey, appreciate you, Kenan. Thank you for the latest sports news and updates that's taking place in our world. Tonight, we'll be talking about vision. We're going to be talking about our life purpose. You know, the Bible says that our gift shall make room for us and bring forth great men. Everybody has a gift. Everybody has a gift. No, there's nobody tell you don't have a gift. Everybody has a gift. Everybody has that natural ability that will cause you to excel in the arena that you've been called in.
That's right.
Yeah, we're not just put on earth just to pay bills, retire, and that's it. That's how we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned to think like that. Life is, because life is more than just paying bills. That's it. A lot of people are so miserable on their job because they're not fulfilling their life purpose. They're not doing the things that they was born to do. Work should be meaningful. Work should be more fun. You should love doing what you love to do. You shouldn't be getting up dreading to go here, go there. But if it's something that you love to do, it's gonna wake you up. Like you hear people say that all the time, Kenny. It's gonna wake you up before the alarm clock.
That's true.
And I look at a lot of the greats. I look at a lot of the great athletes. I look at the life of LeBron James. Those guys inspire me. Them guys, I'm gonna say inspire, motivate, whatever you want to call it, because they put it in work in their craft. Them guys, they was gifted to do what they do.
Right.
That's why they love getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it is, to work on their craft. You should love doing what you're doing. You shouldn't be dreading doing what you're doing. You should be love doing what you're doing. And that's something I've been rationalizing with you, and that's something I've just really been thinking about. That you should be doing something that you love to do.
Absolutely.
And I've just been reading this book I had for years, but it was by the late Dr. Miles Monroe. He talks about vision. And he said something, I had this highlighted in the book, and I just wrote it down in my notes. It says, and I mentioned it earlier for the introduction, he said, your prosperity is directly related to your purpose in life. And I'm saying, he said, your prosperity is directly related to your purpose in life.
Yeah.
So what is your purpose in life? That's what we're talking about tonight. What is it that wakes you up? What is that calls you to put in 1,000% in what you're doing? And there's nothing I wrote down too as well, Kenny. I said, your life purpose keeps you going. With life purpose, it knows no retirement. You know, in this world we live in, you know, everybody look forward to retirement. You hear people say, I'm gonna live my best life now when I retire. That's a lie. When you're in your purpose, there's no such thing as retirement.
And you're in your prime.
Your life purpose will keep you disciplined. We talked about that earlier. How the athletes always putting in work. They condition their body. They eating the right foods. They get with the best trainers. They get with the best nutrition because they're doing something they love to do, and it brought them their prosperity. Your life purpose is built for generations. When you're in your purpose, not just for you, but it's for your children, for those that's going to be impacting other generations in what you do. So that's what we want to focus on tonight. Focusing in on your life purpose. What is it that you love to do so much? What is it that you love to get yourself going? I know I like to do. I mean, I love doing the podcast. It's fun to me. Talking is great for me. Learning to market is fun to me. Learning to remote is fun for me. That's something that's in me. So I have to cultivate that gift more and more. So I have to study. I have to study those that's already in that arena to cultivate what I got going on. Exactly. Because your gift calls you to cultivate.
Exactly.
So that's what it was all about. We just want to be in a place where, okay, man, I love doing what I'm doing. I'm having fun. Trust me, everybody wants them a nice house. When you in your life purpose, all that stuff is locked in your life purpose. Because think about it. When in your purpose, prosperity comes in. So when the prosperity comes in, you can be able to buy those things that you want because you're fulfilling your life purpose.
True.
And I know we on our jobs, I do 16 hours on my day job. But I know that would not get me to the place where I need to be at. That's just temporal where I'm at. And then when it goes to the next phase, then the prosperity comes. If that makes sense on what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Advancement. Absolutely. I think that for me, what you just mentioned earlier with the athletes and LeBron James and all athletes that gets up early in the morning, I used to be one of those people. Matter of fact, I am still in a way. When I was playing ball, what motivated me is I didn't want nobody that I'm getting ready to face in a game to outdo me. And so I knew what it took to get to where I wanted to be for game day or game night. And getting up in the morning, when I was young, then I got up sometimes early in the morning for school, and I'll work out, do push-ups, or I'll run around the block for a half hour, then come home and get ready for school. But I was thinking about my opponent. I always knew somebody from the other team that we were playing. I said, I'm not going to let him outdo me. He's not going to have better stats than me. He's not going to run the ball better than me. He's not going to do that. So it takes a little motivation from another aspect to get you going. Everybody has their own little thing. For the average working man, the motivation would be having to relax and having to have all your ducks in a row. But to get to that point, you have to put in tiresome work to be able to sit down and retire and enjoy life. But in the midst of that, you have to be motivated to get up to go to work. It's not easy. Nobody's never said it was. But in the midst of it all, working hard at the end of it all is a great payoff and a great reward. And I thank God very much so for it.
Oh, yeah, and most definitely, because there's going to be some times where we're going to be tested.
Yeah.
There's going to be some times when the real character you comes out.
Absolutely.
When everything is going good, hey, we put in work. But when L's come in, that really show what we made of.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
It does show what we made of, because I know since we've been doing this podcast, I never really went back and look at my work, but I'm starting to learn to go back and look at each episode that we do to critique myself. Okay, what can we do better? What can I do better? How can I do this better? And I know as you being a coach, you always look at film. You always go back, okay, what can we do better in the next game? And that's important. Also, always go back, study yourselves, examine yourself. Okay, what can we do better? How can we do this? How can we implement that? So it's not wrong with going back, learning from where you are to say, you know what, I don't want to do that again. So let me implement that. Okay, I missed that. So it's always good to go back and look at game film of yourself. So like I just really started doing that. I never really was doing it. I was like, hey, I do it, and that's it. But
yeah, you gotta look at yourself. You gotta look at yourself. I used to be that way too, man. I used to. I didn't want to. I especially didn't want to watch a film on myself in front of a coach, because I used to get, in my eyesight, I'd be like, oh man, I'm doing a pretty good job. I didn't know that I did that, But in the coach's eye, you should have went this way. You did this too much. You did this too much. So it will, as you lift yourself up at a high standard, your coach is putting you right back down a level where, hey, you got to keep working. You don't stop here just because you had a great game here. This is not where you stop at. There's still some work to be done. And I live by this creed all the time. There's always room for improvement. No matter what you got, you can be the most wealthiest man in the world. Jay-Z is considered a billionaire. Kanye West is a billionaire. Oprah Winfrey is a billionaire. And I guarantee you, they have not stopped working.
I know. You got to keep working because, as being spiritual beings, we are supposed to grow and evolve. We always growing every day. Right. What you did yesterday, you're going to do something different today. And then tomorrow, you're going to do something different. So you're always constantly growing all the time, just like working out. You know what I'm saying? I want to implement more technique with working out. Like I said, adding more different body parts, like putting the schedule. Okay, I want to do chest, little arm work, leg work, back work. Just really, like you said, always working. When it comes to your studying, you always want to enhance your studying, whatever line of work that you're doing. Right. Another thing you want to do, you want to develop some mentors. Not any mentor. Find your mentor that's already established where you're going. Learn from them because they're going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you, hey, you need to do this better, you need to do that better. And I remember I watching the podcast, Kenny, with Shae. Shae said his father, he don't call him his stepfather, his father. He said when he was growing up playing little league ball or whatever, he said his dad took all his trophies away from him. He didn't understand that. His dad told him, I never want you to be satisfied. Right. Just because you got these awards, it don't stop there.
Always room for improvement.
And then I heard Tim Groves say when Kobe first got drafted by the NBA, Kobe said that this was a new thing for him, paraphrasing. But once he got drafted in the NBA, Kobe went to work in the gym. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of guys, when they get drafted, what they going to do, Kenny? Some of them, not all of them. Some of them, they
finna celebrate with their families, take all type of pictures, and, it's all about the limelight. But a real genuine athlete will get drafted that night, get home. It's nothing wrong with having dinner with the family, but he got to go to work. He got to go to work.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, because people don't want to do the process. The process is the work. It ain't all about being out there in front of millions. The real work is behind the scenes. It's going to be some times when you up by yourself. It's going to be some times when you have to sacrifice some things, put some things to the side. You know, everybody want to go here, but hey, we got to do, it's a lot of work. And I don't know, look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady told his wife that he was going to retire. He came out of retirement. But
he stayed out of retirement the whole month.
But that's something he just loved to do. You know, I watch stuff on Dak. You know, Dak is a very inspirational guy as well. I watch stuff on how he worked from his diet to his training regimen. You know, how he implemented more of the resistant band in his work. They say he loved working out his lower body, whatever. So he always, it's all about getting better at your craft. It's nothing wrong with getting better at your craft, because you're doing something that you love to do. Yeah. In order to beat it, go ahead, get it.
I like what Tom Brady said when they asked him, why is he coming out of retirement? And he said, I have unfinished business left in the NFL. So what that tells me is, and you can relate to it in everyday life. You can't give up. Even if you decide, like, I'm going to retire. There are a lot of people that work in the workforce now that I know, teachers, former coaches, and all that. And they have come out of retirement and went back in the school system, but did something different. And simply because they said, I have some unfinished business. That motivated me to hear that from Tom Brady. He's a millionaire. He's a 7-time Super Bowl champion. He's a Hall of Famer. What else left do you have to prove? But to him, there's some room for improvement. He has some unfinished business. He has something that he has to settle, which can go into everyday life. Whoever everybody's watching now, it can go into your everyday life by, you have unfinished business. You can't sell what this house you got. I have unfinished business. I got to keep grinding to get this house. So I can't stop until I get this house. So that really was very motivating. Even that little phrase from him, it was very amazing. I'm like, what else you got left to do? Drew Brees, same way. He's thinking about coming out of retirement. And why? Because he has a Super Bowl ring. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He's going to be rich for life. So what else do you have left to do? Drew Brees says, I still have some gas left in the tank. So he has something else he wants to do, and he's not, comfortable until he has that done. So we have to use that in our everyday life.
So let me ask you, well, Kenny, I know with this, I think when he took that loss in the playoffs, I think they did trigger him. He didn't want to go out like that.
Right. He didn't want to go out like that.
And I think anybody that's that type of player, that type of caliber, you don't want to go out with an L.
No, you don't want to go out as a loser.
And that's what it was. Because I think, okay, he's not going out like that. If I'm going to go out, I'm going out on top, and I'm going to stay on top.
Right. I'm going to go out. Yeah.
And that's what everybody wants. And not just in their life, but also in your personal life also. You want to go out on top in your personal life, whether you were an officer, whether you were a school teacher, whether you were a janitorial service company, wash dishes, whatever you do.
Absolutely.
Be the best at what you do. Be the top dog at what you do. Don't just look at it because of the title. Don't just look at it because of the check. Do it because it's something that you love to do. And it leads you to your purpose and leads you to your destiny. Nehemiah, back in the Bible, he was a cupbearer for the king, but he had a mission to go back to rebuild the wall in Jerusalem. Even though he was a cupbearer by job wise, but it was past that. He wanted to go back home to restore the wall in Jerusalem. Just because you may be on your 9 to 5, that's not your life. That does not end your life. Because past that 9 to 5 is something bigger outside that 9 to 5. When I do my 8 and 16, I see past that. I see the podcast. I see the organization, because that's the bread and butter. Bread and butter. That's this right here cost me to put in extra work. This right here cost me put in the time to, okay, what can we do to make this podcast better? What can we do to move forward? So we always, as a team, is always cultivating our gifts. I'm studying different podcasts right now in my spare time. Listen to how they conduct themselves, getting back, reading books, putting in the groundwork, working out physically, take care of the body, because part of your life purpose is being healthy too. So in order for your life purpose, you want to be in top-notch shape. It don't make no sense to be sick, have all the money and you still be sick. That's not living at all. But
no, it's not.
Having fun in what you do. That's what it's all about tonight. Having fun in what you do. Find your life purpose. Start tonight. I don't care how old you. And people say, man, I'm too old for it. Nah, because if you look at back in the Bible, Abraham was old. He still had a son. God bless him with a son. Zechariah was old. He still had John the Baptist. With God don't see time. We do because we need human bodies. God is eternal. He don't look at time. We do. You could be 40, you could be 50, you could be 60, 70. It don't matter. Find your purpose. What did you love to do? You may be best at frying chicken, baking cakes. We don't know. Doing hair, cutting hair. Whatever you love to do, do it. Don't treat it like a hobby. Treat it like that's your career. That's your livelihood.
I totally agree.
Yeah, so whatever you love to do, that's what you step. Because a lot of people can't do what you do. We all have different fingerprints. Our fingerprints is not the same. It's different. Find out what you love to do. Break away from the naysayers. Break away from the haters. Break away from people that's gonna down you. Find those people that's already successful, working in their purpose, very disciplined. Their philosophy, you match your philosophy, your discipline, their discipline. Your success match their success. Be around people like that, man. Break away from the naysayer. Break away from people who put the limitations on themselves. Every time you want to do something, man, I want to do that. I tried that one time. It didn't even work. Break away from the type of people. Be around people that's gonna light fire in your butt. That's gonna hold you accountable. That's gonna challenge you. Right now, I just have fun with the process. That's why I have fun with just the process. That's the fun part. People don't understand that. The fun part is the process.
When you get to your destination, you can just kick back and put it in neutral and you'll be all right.
That's it. And you say, you know what? I did good. But we know there's more to it. I look at how men, and I'm proud of the men. No, I said ladies, we're proud of the ladies too, but I'm proud of the men. And I heard this guy said this on the podcast too, Kenny. How he said like the Tom Brady's, the LeBron James, they changed their family tree.
Yeah.
Because they got generational wealth. They children is taking care of.
Right. Absolutely.
That's and men, and I'm talking to the men, talk to the men, fellas. Let's change our generational tree. Get into your calling in life. Get into your purpose in life. Let's change our generational tree. The Bible said a good man leaving inheritance for a children. So we want to leave a spiritual inheritance for our children, and we also want to leave the wisdom, so they can be taken care of. But also get them work ethic because we don't want them to be, spoiled and all the other stuff. Yeah. But to teach them how to work at it. But it's up to the fellas. So let's change our generational tree. Let's make our last name great. Let's start tonight. Don't put off tomorrow. We do today. Let's start tonight. What is it that thing that you love to do the most? What is it that you know that's going to bring in that prosperity? Like Dr. Miles Monroe says, your prosperity is directly related to your purpose in life.
That's true.
Your financial breakthrough is going to come with your gift. Think about it. Our gift make room for us. So whatever your gift is, it's going to make room for you. And just look how much that guy like 70, he got like 100-something million.
138.
Okay, just for throwing the football.
Something he loved to do.
And he got generational wealth. Then I think when Tom Brady retired, he got a deal already with Fox. And it's
$358 million.
That just benefited him off being a football player. throwing the ball.
And he haven't even touched that money yet. He even got it yet, but it's guaranteed to come.
And then how much Trey Aikman? I think Trey Aikman got what, 90 million?
Yeah, he got 90 million. Yeah.
Just for calling the game.
He went to ESPN. Brady went to Fox.
Just for calling the game.
Just for calling the game. And you can do that. Just call a play and just talk about it.
Yeah.
But these guys are getting millions set for life.
Yeah, generational wealth. They cheering, they gotta work for nobody. That's how we supposed to be, men. Men, let's get that way, man. Let's get to that point where our children be taken care of, our wives be taken care of. I know some of these wives want to be housewives. They want to be at home.
Yeah.
They ain't gotta worry about working that the husband gonna take care of everything. Men, we are the breadwinners in the household. I'm just saying that. But that's being in a position where our wives can be at home, they can help with the family, we can take these trips, we can do these things, but most importantly, let's build a generation. Well, that's what it's all about tonight. So I'm very excited. I'm liking this topic, of course. We know it's going to be up on our YouTube channel. We know we're on Facebook Live right now. I know this is going to be on Anchor as well. So we're going to be back here next week. And I can't believe this month almost over. We better ready to go into June. This whole month is gone. Time flying by.
Summer is officially here.
Yeah, I know. And we know that the NBA playoffs are just right around the corner. It's now 7:31, of course. We know.
I'm finna
game starts at 8. So y'all have a great night. Enjoy the game. If you're a Warriors fan or you a Warriors fan, Mavs fan, whatever fan you are. I know my mom, she's a Golden State fan. She loves the Warriors and stuff like that.
Let me put this out in the air for all the millions of people that's watching. I am a true LeBron James fan. LeBron James can go play for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I'm going to be a Timberwolves fan. Now, by saying that, the Dallas Mavericks are playing tonight. I am a very much diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. And I got to stick with my home team. I'm going to go with Dallas Mavericks tonight. Even though I know it may not look too good in the end, man, I'm not a Curry fan. I'm not a Golden State fan. But I'm a root for Dallas.
Let me ask you, Ken. Let me ask you on your prediction since we talking about this tonight. Do you think it's going to be a sweep, or you think the Mavs going to win this game?
Well, I think the Mavs are going to win tonight, but I do think they're going to get eliminated. I think Golden State is going to, because their firepower is way bigger than the Mavericks. The Mavericks have about maybe three good players that's keeping them in the game. They don't have a big man that can contest with Golden State's big guy in the paint front with Draymond Green and a lot of those guys up under there. And so it's going to take a lot. It's going to take an all giving out effort from everybody on the team, coaching staffs, everybody, because if they don't close it out, if they don't get a win tonight, lights out in Dallas, which I'm hoping it won't be tonight.
Yeah, I think it could be a sweep. I don't know. I'm feeling that the Mavs may win this game tonight, and then they may take it back to Golden State. I don't know. I just have a good feeling on it that it may. We'll see. We'll see. But what we talk about this too, you gotta realize the Warriors play team ball, and a lot of these superstar players got exposed in the playoffs this year. Because these boys was playing team ball. Yeah. The Warriors play team ball. They pass the ball around. They're not selfish players. They built like that. That's their structure. Yeah, they will.
I love how they play together, because even though everybody that watches the Golden State Warriors, whether it's you, Mr. Jackson, or whether it's me, everybody knows when you watch the Golden State Warriors, who you really watch, Stephen Curry. But if you notice, what do they do before he gets the ball? They're going to pass that ball about 10, 12 times until they find a great spot for him. So they're doing teamwork from down low, from the top of the key, all from the wing. They're passing the ball, running. But once they find their player, good teamwork action. So that's why I look at them like that. You know, like I said, I'm not a Golden State Warrior fan. I didn't like them when they was in the finals all these years against Cleveland. And I really don't like them now. But you got to give props where props due. They are a team. They do play together. And they have this awesome sharpshooter by the name of Stephen Curry. Oh my God, this guy is not of this earth. So we'll see.
Yeah, and they got that. Then they got Jordan Poole. He a rookie. I think he's a rookie. He fit right into their system. So it's team, ultimate team sport. Whether you playing football, basketball, it's about team. If you got a team that everybody gel together, you're gonna be unstoppable. That's just how it is.
Right.
One person can't stop a team because it's impossible.
No, not at all.
It's impossible. But man, we want y'all to have a great night. We thank everybody for tuning in on Facebook Live. It's going to be up on our YouTube channel as well. It's also going to be on Anchor and Spotify, so you can go back, check it out, of course. But once again, like I said, I'm going to say this one more time. Your life purpose keeps you going. With your life purpose, it knows no retirement. Your life purpose keep you disciplined. Your life purpose is built for generation. I just want to leave y'all with that tonight. So we're going to be back here next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. We're signing off. Remember, you are great. You are phenomenal. You are a star in the making. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Bye-bye. Peace.